Incorporating technology into science instruction can make science more engaging, efficient, and effective. Two inexpensive resources that teachers can use to do this are science sensors and educational apps. A friction sensor allows children to test the friction between certain objects and different surfaces. In this experiment, I drug a shoe across a wood surface, a glass surface, and carpet. This is engaging because it is hands-on and relates to a child's life. Maybe they could test the friction of their shoes on ice to see if they have enough traction to keep from falling. It's also efficient. Children can view graphs and charts comparing the friction of the different surfaces. They learn by experience what it would take a lot longer to conceptualize from a book. Most especially, using a sensor like this one is effective because children have a meaningful context for their knowledge. Another sensor that children would find engaging is a motion sensor. Children can test different balls or objects and prove that all objects fall at a constant rate. Or do they? What happens when they drop a scarf or paper? What is working against gravity in these cases to counteract the free fall? Children can be easily engaged in an experiment where they can see graphical and numerical results and draw conclusions. This experiment is efficient because children could test several objects in a short amount of time, and it can be done within your own classroom walls. Children could do this experiment to calculate the rate of free fall for objects of various weights and sizes, or investigate the effect of wind resistance. This sensor is effective because it gives children the visual proof of concepts that may be counterintuitive. A bowling ball and a golf ball really will hit the ground at the same time would drop from the same height, and this motion sensor will prove it. Teaching about orbits, distance to other planets, or maybe your students can't visualize how the revolution of the Earth can cause the seasons. This 3D model of the solar system is an app that will engage students in a visual that they can interact with. It's efficient because children can spend their time actively learning through technology rather than sifting through books or relying on a paper model. It's also effective because children can not only visualize our Earth, but what can be seen from Earth at different times of the year from different places. Another app that is helpful for psychology or anatomy lessons is the 3D Brain app. It's engaging for children because they can move through the brain and see how the parts connect and where they are located. It's efficient because children can do this in the classroom, as a whole class or individually, and gain a better concept of how their brain functions in a short time. This app could even be used as a form of assessment. It's also effective because children can maneuver the screen to see whichever sections they are studying, whereas with traditional diagrams and pictures, it's difficult to visualize the brain as a whole.